So since the world is on pause for a little bit and we are all under quarantine, I thought now would be a pretty good time to give you some movies to watch and keep yourself occupied. These aren't mainstream movies. These aren't movies that are necessarily the best of the best. These are not, I'm not going to say, I think you should watch an MCU movie. If you've seen my channel, if you watched my channel, you've probably seen all the MCU movies. These are films that I think go under people's radars all the time, that are pretty underrated, and that are movies that you should definitely be watching, and now is the perfect time to watch them. So, if you're excited, let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoy, click that like and subscribe button, as well as the notification bell, because this is certainly a channel where we like to talk anything and everything movies a lot, and I'm here to give you my 12 movies that I think you should watch as soon as this video is done. Alright, let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. First up, we have got The Imitation Game, one of my favorite movies of the past 10 years. It's really intense. It's really clever. It's a pretty smart movie. It stars Benedict Cumberbatch as Alan Turing. It's based on a true story about Alan Turing and a group of scientists, part of Britain's top secret code and cipher school. And how they cracked the German code. It's a very clever movie. If you don't know too much about Alan Turing as an actual person, then I feel like it's got some twists and turns in store for you. So definitely a movie that I think you should watch. That's the first chance you get. And it is actually available on Hulu, Sling TV, and Fubo TV for free if you have a subscription for those services. At the end of every recommendation, I'll let you know where you can find it, hopefully for free, but sometimes you may have to pay. Although I don't think you have to pay for any of these. Next up, we have got Nightcrawler, starring Jake Gyllenhaal, giving an absolutely incredible performance. I mean, just him alone, it's worth watching the movie. You can tune everything else out, but just watch his performance, and you are going to be left in a very weird place. This man is terrifying as Lou Bloom. I loved every single part of this movie. Nitpicks and small issues aside, I think this is a movie that is a must-watch. I definitely recommend it. It's actually available on IMDb TV for free, but there's ads in it, and I think that's okay. I mean, we're not paying anything. All we gotta do is watch ads. That's fine by me. Hopefully it's fine by you. It is free with ads on IMDb TV. If you have the Roku channel, if you have a Roku player or a Roku TV, just go through there. It should lead you to IMDb TV if you click on the film card, or you can just go directly to IMDb TV. And it should be the same process. Next up is Pete's Dragon, a Disney live-action remake that I feel like some of you have probably seen, but I just don't see enough people talking about it. I personally am not familiar with the whole story and the classic movie and all that, but just watching this film on its own, I was completely invested in the characters, I was completely invested in the story. The relationship between the boy and the dragon is beautiful, and all this combined to make for a super fun, enjoyable movie that is available on Disney Plus for free, so definitely go watch it if you have not, or if you have watched it, I think it's worthy of a rewatch. Maybe you didn't like it the first time, and maybe you will this time. Who knows? Anything is possible at this point. Next up, related to Pete, we've got Hatching Pete. And I think this and the next movie, I kind of have to explain the plot a little bit, because hearing the fact that it is a Disney Channel original movie may turn some of you off a little bit. But hear me out, these are some very charming films. Hatching Pete is one of my childhood favorites, and it's one of those films where I loved it as a child, and when I go back, I don't see that many problems. I actually like it as much as I did. Hatching Pete is about this kid who's kind of shy, he doesn't have too many social interactions going on, and his friend is the school mascot, but he's allergic to the mascot suit. So, our main character Pete, portrayed by Jason Dolley, who, if you have watched Good Luck Charlie, you know that he's the older brother, he's PJ. I really like him in this movie. He's actually a huge fan of gymnastics, our main character Pete, and he's very good at gymnastics, so he substitutes for his friend, and he becomes like this sort of icon within the school. It's very charming, it's super fun, and is on Disney Plus for free if you have a subscription. And then also with Jason Dolley, we've got Minutemen. Minutemen is about these three kids. It also has Luke Benward, by the way, who is another person who does a lot of Disney stuff. Luke Benward, Jason Dolley, and I believe Nicholas Braun, I believe it's Braun. These three kids, they crack time travel, okay? They crack time travel, and they start going back in time, stopping events from happening, stopping people from getting humiliated or bullied or injured or just embarrassed. Like, it's a very nice concept, it's a great premise, and it's a good message to send to kids out there. And it's a very charming film, it's a very fun film. It is also on Disney Plus for free because these are both the Disney Channel original movies. Definitely go watch them. Some of those newer stuff that Disney's doing, I just don't like, but this was the golden age for Disney Channel original films, and I think these two are prime examples of great, fun family entertainment. Moving into some action films, we have got The Hitman's Bodyguard, starring Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. Ryan Reynolds plays this bodyguard, this like high, well-renowned bodyguard, and then we have got Samuel L. Jackson as a hitman, and these two go at it. The back and forth is hilarious. This is definitely one of the more funnier movies I've seen within the past couple of years. But it's also got some very well directed action, some super well choreographed action, a nice blend of CG and visual effects and practical set pieces, and it makes for a very entertaining ride. I had a great time the first time I watched this movie, and I think you will too. Now, it is available on Fubo TV for free if you have a subscription, but you're gonna have to pay like $3.99 for it if you want to watch it through YouTube or Prime Video or Vudu, the classic like renting places, Google as well. So if you have Fubo TV, good on you. You chose a lower tier service that isn't as popular, but you get to watch The Hitman's Bodyguard. Great. You can watch it for free too if you own the Blu-ray like I do. I mean, not to brag, but physical media, yeah, that's where it's at. I'm kidding, let's move on. Another super action-packed film, and I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna include two films. My cheating actually benefits you, but either way, we've got Ip Man 1 and Ip Man 2, Legend of the Grandmaster. I own the second one on Blu-ray, I don't own the first one, but either way, you can't really go wrong. I feel like the first one has a bit more of a story to offer, whereas the second one, it's a bit more action. But either way, they're super entertaining. They're some of those foreign films. I feel like Parasite also gets grouped into this. Those foreign films that you don't really have to fuss about reading the subtitles because, you know, just watching the film, you can really get enthralled into it. And it's great, super fun. I believe both of them are actually on Netflix if you have a subscription. So if you have a subscription, good on you. Go watch these two. Next up is a film that's from pretty back in the day. It's from the 1950s. It's called Old Yeller. It's based on a book. But I love this movie. It's a film that I watched a long time ago. I was in one of my classes and the teacher actually showed it to the whole class. And it's actually really, really good. It's about this dog, and this family finds this dog, and the dog's like kind of crazy, you know, and they start to develop a liking to him. And I don't want to say what the ending is like, what type of ending it is, but all I can say is it's an impactful ending. It hits hard. So that's the entire movie. I really like this film. I mean, it's definitely worthy of teachers being able to show it to their students. So, I mean, it's clearly a masterpiece. Old Yeller is actually available on Disney Plus if you happen to have a subscription. So, go watch Old Yeller. It's great. Another dog movie, Togo. The only recent movie that I put on the list, but Togo is a movie that I think everybody should be talking about. It's so good. It's wonderful. Willem Dafoe, such a powerhouse performance. But his relationship with the dog is what really drives the film. This dog, I connect so much with this dog. I thought this was like my 5th favorite movie of the year. I love Togo. It's a Disney Plus original movie, so it's obviously going to be on Disney Plus for free. Go watch it because it's so freaking good, and it's a true story. And I did not know this story, so it's actually very informational as well. Alright, the last two movies. First up, we've got The Prestige. A Nolan film. I feel like some of you have probably seen it, but if you have not, go watch it because this is why it's his most underrated film, because not many people have seen it. The Prestige is one of my all-time favorites. It's a story that gets me every single time. It's so intricately crafted, and every time I watch it, I see something new, and it just makes for a rewatch that's so rewatchable. I mean, this film is so good. It's on Hulu. Go watch it. It's on Hulu. Go watch it. It's so good. Christian Bale, such a great performance, such a great actor too, and Hugh Jackman, arguably one of his best performances. I love The Prestige. I've seen it. I haven't seen it that many times. I want to get it on Blu-ray so I can watch it many more times and just enjoy it every single time. And this is a film that if you have seen, it is actually way more worth the watch. Rewatch The Prestige because The Prestige is such a rewatchable movie because every time you watch it, you notice something new. And then the final film on the list is going to be Hacksaw Ridge, my all-time favorite war movie, one of my all-time favorite lead performances by Andrew Garfield as Desmond Doss. And it's such a great, gripping, true story about facing impossible odds and all that fun stuff. But it's very dark, it's very grim, it's gripping, it's intense, it's got some very violent and graphic imagery. So if that's your thing, Hacksaw Ridge is for you. It's also on Hulu for free if you have a subscription, but it's also on Blu-ray. And I bought the Blu-ray because I love watching this movie. It's so well made, so well done. Mel Gibson, such a triumphant return to the directing and all that fun stuff. Or not really return to directing, but like kind of like a comeback almost. Like he said some stuff and then he kind of came back at it, and he came back hard because this movie is so freaking good. I'd say if you really want to watch these in order, like for most important to watch and then least important to watch, I'd say number 1, watch The Prestige, number 2, watch Hacksaw Ridge, and then number 3, watch Togo. But all of these movies are great, fun, enjoyable flicks. Some of these films are great for the entire family. Some of these are great films to just watch by yourself and completely get enveloped into the experience. And I love every single one of these. And the question is, have you seen these movies? If you're watching in the future, you probably have. Go down to the comment section, let me know what did you think. And if you want me to make more videos like this, because there's a lot of movies that I have in my backlog that I think a lot of people are not talking about and they should be watching. So leave me those comments in the section down below. Also subscribe to the channel, click that like button, click that notification bell so you don't miss any future content. And yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Until then, have a great rest of your day and stay positive.